My grandfather had only one rule: never, ever open the locked room in the basement. He never explained why. And honestly, no one in the family was brave enough to ask. When I was 16, my parents sent me to spend a month with my grandparents in the middle of nowhere. No internet, no phone signal, no neighbors for miles, just an old wooden house surrounded by silence and that basement door. At first, I thought it was just an old man's strange obsession, until one night, I saw my grandfather go downstairs at 2 a.m., and what I found behind that door still haunts me to this day. I hadn't visited my grandparents in years. My relationship with my parents had become tense, and they thought sending me away for the summer would somehow fix everything. Honestly, I think they just wanted a break from me. As my mother's car disappeared down the dusty road, she waved and shouted, "Behave yourself!" I rolled my eyes and turned toward my grandparents standing on the porch. Grandma smiled warmly. "Stephen, we're so happy you're here." Pappy stood beside her, silent as always. Then he placed his heavy hand on my shoulder. "She's right," he said. "We don't get many visitors." I forced a smile. "Happy to be here." Inside, I was already regretting everything. The house felt old, too old. Every floorboard creaked. Every hallway felt like it was hiding secrets. The moment Grandma showed me to my room and left, I grabbed my phone. No signal, not even one bar. I checked again. Still nothing. I rushed downstairs. "Hey, Pap, do you guys have internet out here?" He looked up slowly from his crossword puzzle, his expression unreadable. He pointed to an ancient computer sitting in the corner. "That's all we got, no internet." My heart sank. This was going to be the longest month of my life. 2 days later, boredom pushed me into exploring the basement. It was the creepiest part of the house. Dim light. Cobwebs hanging everywhere. Dust so thick it looked untouched for years. As I pulled the chain on the single light bulb, something caught my eye. A door. A single wooden door at the far end of the basement, and nailed to it was a handwritten sign, "Stay out, Pappy." That immediately made me want to know what was inside. I slowly walked toward it, my footsteps soft against the dirt floor. It felt wrong, like crossing a line I wouldn't be able to uncross, but that only made it more exciting. My hand reached for the knob. I twisted. Locked. Of course. Disappointed, I turned around and froze. Someone was standing there. My grandfather. He blocked the only way upstairs. The blood drained from my face. "What are you doing down here?" It wasn't a question. I was just looking around. He stared at me for several long seconds. Then he stepped closer. "Get out." His voice was low and cold. "And don't come down here again." "Yes, sir." I slipped past him and ran upstairs without looking back. But now I had to know. Whatever was behind that door, Pappy was terrified of anyone seeing it. That same night, I woke up around 2 a.m. needing water. The house was silent. Too silent. As I walked back from the kitchen, I heard movement downstairs, soft footsteps. I crouched at the top of the stairs, hidden in the darkness. Then I saw him, Pappy. He moved slowly through the hallway and headed straight for the basement. I followed, quietly, carefully. Every step felt louder than thunder. From halfway down the stairs, I watched him move an old painting leaning against the wall. Behind it, he pulled out a rusty key. My heart pounded. He unlocked the basement door. The room inside lit up, and for just a second, I saw something red on the floor. Blood. I knew it. I had to know. The next day, I waited for my chance. Finally, Pappy grabbed his keys. "Gonna get milk," he muttered. Grandma smiled from the kitchen. "Drive safe." The second his truck disappeared down the road, I moved. I opened the basement door as quietly as I could and rushed downstairs. I grabbed the hidden key behind the painting. My hands were shaking. The warning sign still stared at me. "Stay out. Too late." I unlocked the door and stepped inside. The smell hit me first. Rot. Death. Dried blood covered the floor. A metal table stood in the center of the room, covered with tools. Hammers, pliers, saws. Their blades stained dark red. On the wall was a corkboard covered in missing person posters and old newspaper clippings. And then I looked left. A dirty mattress sat in the corner, and on it was a body. A real body, rotting. Its eyes wide open, its mouth frozen in a silent scream. Maggots moved through its skin. I nearly threw up. I stepped backward. Click. I froze. Slowly I turned around. Pappy stood in the doorway, a revolver pointed directly at me. Pappy, I thought you were at the store. Forgot my wallet. His voice was flat, cold. His eyes looked like I was already dead. You've seen too much, boy. He raised the gun. I didn't want this, but now I have no choice. Bang! Pain exploded through my arm. I screamed. Blood poured down my sleeve. From upstairs, Grandma shouted, "Arnold, what was that?" "Nothing," he yelled. "Ignore it." And she did. That terrified me even more. How much did she know? Pappy stepped closer and aimed at my head. "Your grandmother will be upset," he said, "but she'll get over it." That was it. Fight or flight. I chose fight. I lunged forward. The second shot missed my head by inches. I slammed into him. The gun fell. I ran, up the stairs, through the hallway. I grabbed the truck keys from the wall and sprinted outside. Behind me, I heard his footsteps. Fast, heavy. "Get back here!" I threw myself into his truck, locked the doors, and started the engine. As I sped away, crash. The side mirror shattered. He had fired again, but he didn't chase me. He just stood there in the doorway, watching, staring, like something not entirely human. I drove until I reached the nearest town. The police were called. They searched the house. What they found there still follows me. They found my grandparents dead. Pappy had taken his own life before the police arrived. After the investigation, the truth came out. He was connected to 13 disappearances, maybe more. No one knows the real number. Grandma had known. Maybe not everything, but enough. I spent years in therapy after that. Even now, I still wake up some nights hearing that basement door unlock, and I still remember that smell, that room, that body, and my grandfather's voice saying, "You should have stayed out."